Hello, it's Amanda Marie here, and I am back with a new video to talk to you about one of the biggest health issues that we have in the United States when it comes to eating disorders, which is binge eating disorder. It has not until more recently been recognized as an eating disorder, but it is the most common one that we have an issue with in this country. And I myself have had an issue with a few different eating disorders, and binge eating disorder has been one that I have battled for years. So today I just want to talk to you a little bit about two different books that I have recently read about the issue that I thought were really interesting and approach the issue from a little bit different perspective. The first one is called Brain Over Binge, both of which I'm going to go ahead and include in the description box below. I'll put links to both of the books I'm going to discuss today. The first one is called Brain Over Binge by Catherine Hansen, and the second book I'm going to talk about is by Jillian Riley, and it is called Eating Less, Say Goodbye to Overeating. She originally wrote a book on how to stop smoking, and this carried over her research into eating, and she was compelled to write a second book. So first of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about Brain Over Binge, which is it's about Catherine Hansen's journey through binge eating, how it started and to show up in her life, and how she was able to get a handle on it. Now, the interesting thing about this book is she attributes her way of stopping the cycle through kind of just changing her habits, using her brain over the binge and just mind over matter, basically. Which for me, when I first heard about it, of course I wanted to read it just because I thought it was really interesting. However, for anyone who does binge eat, it almost sounds too good to be true, because you do know, I know how I feel so out of control in that stage where I am just insatiable and almost like something else is controlling me. And it is an addiction, and it is a series of habits that we can get into. So she felt that regular therapy wasn't working. She went to therapists. She did try therapy, which a lot of binge eating does stem from emotional reasons. And I certainly would attribute a lot of mine to emotional issues, especially in the beginning. And now, over the years, I think it may have evolved, and which is why I think a book like Brain Over Binge can be so powerful, because I think that even somebody who is an emotional eater could definitely benefit from this book. And then next I want to talk about Eating Less, Say Goodbye to Overeating by Jillian Riley. And her book is in the same vein, because she's talking about how to use your prefrontal cortex, which is the wizard brain, versus the lizard brain, which basically means it's the part of the brain where impulse control comes into play, where where when you start to control any kind of addiction through habits, and by resisting the urge to do something. Beyond that, though, she specifically adds techniques in there and exercises that you can do, some sentence stems that you write in, and she also talks about the 6 pillars of self-esteem, which is a wonderful book as well, that has great sentence starters that you finish, and it starts getting your brain working in a different way and thinking about things in a different way. And I think the thing I love about her approach the most is that when you're a binge eater, or you're somebody who has a tendency to overeat, you start thinking in terms of, especially in terms of if you're trying to lose weight, you start throwing all the, like, oh, this food is off limits, I can't do this, I absolutely am not allowed to do this. And that creates a backlash where you want to rebel and you want those foods even more. There are scientific studies around this. Not only that, it kind of sets us up, because then when we do have that food, we sometimes will just be like, well, I've screwed it up now. I'm going to go off the deep end and I'm going to go ahead and just eat whatever I want. Well, in her book, she talks about, yes, you can eat whatever you want, and it is your choice to not engage in that or to engage in that. And you can also maybe have something, but decide not to have a second one or a third one or a fourth one or whatever happens in your cycle. Anyway, I thought both of these books were really helpful and gave a new perspective or just an additional perspective on ways to solve overeating and binge eating. So if you'd like to pick these up, like I said, in the description box, I have put links to the Amazon, links for Amazon to these two books. And if you have any questions or concerns or ideas about this, or how you got over binge eating, or where you are in your journey to health, I would love to hear about it. Go ahead and comment below. It also helps me out if you like and subscribe to this video if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. That would be great, because I will definitely be doing more around binge eating, overeating, and how to stop, because it's been a big part of my health journey. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.